Kumar Gupta. He ruled by 415 to 455 AD. This period was the peace and prosperity. This kingdom then renamed the Intrigue. Ashramati Yoga. Nalanda University is subject in the Indian doctrine, Islamic philosophy, yoga, and stuff. These were all the religion topics. General subject was also the topic of the grammar, astronomic, and medicine. Nalanda University admission. Nalanda University admission, the entrance exam there was the entrance exam, the select in the college. The student government also. Dr. Umar. Shrink and they finally got completely disintegrated. Why Gupta impaired the disintegrate Hona invention and the weak successor, the weak administration, land grant. Second Gupta in 455 AD to 467 AD. Second Gupta, the successfully the defended and the repulse the Huna attacks. The second Gupta before the Titan Vikramaditya. The war result in the loss and the strain in the resources of the Gupta Empire. Huna Empire. Huna ruler is the Toraman. After the second Gupta, there was the series of the weak rulers. They failed to the defend against the Hunas. And because of this, the Toraman conquered the last part of the western India area around the Iran. Iran is the central India. Toraman coins Namastric evidence. The Toraman decided over the last part of India, that is the Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Kashmir, and Punjab. The Toraman, he was the follower of the Vaishnavism. And evidence, the Toraman erected the Brahma image in the era located Madhya Pradesh, central India, and the Brahma, Tishu, and Vishnu. 8th century joint text Kabalaya Mala. Turaman the converted into the Jainism. After the Turaman son Mihir Kula, the Mihir became the Huna kings. Book Rastarangani, written by the Kalhan. The Rastarangani mentioned he was the cruel ruler, the rule over the Kashmir, Gandhara. Mihir Kul. Mihir Kul was the follower of the Shivaism. Shivaism is the belief of the Lordship. The Malwa ruler of Yashodhama. The Greeks idea given in India, the idol worship, the first Indian statue of Buddha, the India of the curtain in Indian theater was the given by the Greeks. The Greeks Indian others name Yavana. He was the rule of Malwa. This day Yashodavarman defeated and they killed the Mihirkul. 2 number is the weak administration, the tension, and the strong ruler, feudatory, and the weak ruler, and the feudatory, and the resisting this the authority. Landgren. Landgren is the five officer in the Burmese priest temple royal officer. Landgren is the Burmese priest temple under royal officer. Royal right the sole mineral and admission and right royal right. And the such system that prevent their away for the feudal society. Pushyabhuti dynasty 59 590 AD. He was the founder of the Pushyabhuti. The Pushyabhuti others name Vardhana's first important king Prabhakar. The Prabhakar's two sons, Rajyavardhan and Harshavardhan. After the death of the Prabhakar, who became this king, Harshavardhan, eighth of the Vardhan dynasty. Harshavardhan goes to he had denounced the Buddhist monastery and the Gaya and cut down the Buddhist Harshavardhan with the help of the Bhaskar Varman and defeated Sasankar and the captured the Maukhari area. Harshavardhan defeated the Trupsenatu of the Vallabhi and made as the basal area. Nepal had accepted the Harshavardhan over the lordship. As per Rastrangani, even the Kashmir was the part of Harsha. Then he expedition in Sindh, but or the coming is not clear. Seleucus ruled by the Pulakeshin II. The Pulakeshin II that defeated the Harshavardhan. The Pulakeshin details the all whole inscription. The last empire of the Harshavardhan was the Kalinga and it was the success area under the direct control Bakur or the Harsha, the Rajasthan, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Odisha, Bengal area under the influence of the Harsha, Kashmir, Nepal, Sindh, Assam, Gujarat. Initially, the Harsha was the Saivite. Later, he converted to the Hinayana Buddhism. However, with this the influence of the Huansha, he converted into the Mahayana Buddhism. He provided the animal food and animal killing ban. They established the One thousands of the stupa and the monasteries. Then they established the tribunal, the residing place all over the kingdom. Once since 5 years, he the converted is the greater of the representing all religions and honor them the with the costly present. Important to assembly, Congress Assembly and the Allahabad Conference. The first discover in the first discover about the Konos Assembly and the Konos Assembly, Kumar Bhaskar Burman was the attend. This assembly was the held for 23 days. Harsha invited the representative of all the religions, sect, and the kings of other states as well. He he explained the value of the Mahayana doctrine and established it the superiority over others. The violence erected and other was the attempt to kill the Harsha. However, the violence was averted. On the final days, Huan was honored with the costly present. And Huan in his the book mentioned that the Harsha given the costly given this was about the Kanus assembly. Allahabad Conference. This conference was attended by the monks and the saint of all the religions said Harsha. Give away his the enormous wealth and give to that member sect. History of the Deep South. The earliest mention of the South Kingdom Ashoka rocks inscription 2 and 13 state Gasol, Cholas, Pandyas and the Satyaputras. Second shows Greek author's name. Megasthenes and Strabo, Ptolemy, Ptolemy, the commercial contact between the West and the South Indian Kingdom. Ashoka rock inscription 2 and 13 and the solar. Heart source. The Hathi Gumpa. Gumpa is the cave. That is the cave. Hathi Gumpa inscription. The mention about the Tamil Nadu. The Hathi Gumpa inscription Odisha. Sangam literature. 300 BC to 300 AD. It was the compiled during the Sangam assemblies. Sangam assemblies other name Musangram. Musangram were under the royal patronage of the Pandyas. There were three assemblies. Assemblies 1 to 3 Benu the Moduturi, Kapadapuram, and Madhuturi. Attended by Moduturi, attend the gods and the legendary sects. And the Kapadapuram's last number of the poet, and the Moduturi last number of the poet. Literacy what did not the survive Tolkappiyam, Tolkappiyam, and the Silapati, Gravan, and the many Mikalo. Tolkappiyam, the earliest Tamil grammar written by the Tolkappiyar. Seras, the rule in the areas of the modern day Kerala. Knowledge and the popular inscription. The capital Bansi and Karupara. They had two seaport, Mojori and the Tondi. Most famous king, the Seras ruler Seran Sengotuban. Seran Sengotuban is started by the Petuani cult. The worships of the Kanangi as the ideal woman. The Kanangani story. Grammar and the written by Elanco article and the Elanco article brother of the Serans Sengutuvan. The career Sengutuvan led and the Himalayan expedition where he the defeated many uh, North Indian monarchs. He brought the stone is the Himalayan South Kanangri Devi Tesu. Consecration, the ceremony was the attended by the many princes, included the Gazabahu to the rule of the Sri Lanka. Solas. This kingdom they extend from the modern Tricity district of the Tamil Nadu to the southern and Andhra Pradesh. The rule between the Panar and the Beram rivers, the Solas beside the another village, Capitan Uria, Uriaur, the famous for the cotton trade. Elora, there was at the Solas rule. The Elora conquered the Sri Lanka and they ruled it for the 1550 years. Karikala, next ruler, he founded the new capital, Puhar, and they construct 160 kilometers of embank, embankment along the Kaveri River. The Karikala was attacked by the Sera king, Pandya king, and 11 minor Sipten. This was the battle of the Beni. This was the battle of the Beni. The Kalera was the attack by the Sera king, the Pandya king, and 11 minor Siptenin. This was the battle of Beni, where the Karikala was winner. The battles of the battles of Bahai Bahai Parandalai. Bahai Parandalai. It was the Karikal based the nine minor Siptrain became the winner of Karikala Pandyas. Megastanas, the kingdoms of the Pandyas was the celebrated for pearls. The most famous the Pandyas kings was the Talayala Talayala Gattu and the Siravanora Nadu Seliam. He the wanted to the battle of Talialanganam, Talialanganam. During this rule, the Pandyas the gained the control over entire the Tamil Nadu. Satyavahanas. According to the Ashok inscription, they were the term Andhras. Originally they were subordinate to the Mauryans. They ruled over the period 450 years. Their greatest competitive were the Sakas, who is the east to the ruled over the western Indian in Upper Deccan. The founder of the Satyavahana named the Simuka. Simuka follow of the Brahminism and the tolerant toward other the religion. Similar before the ruler Kanha. The extent is the empire up to the Nashik, western margin. First grand ruler Sri Lanka Karani. Sri Satakarni. The first great ruler Sri Satakarni. He received and the written in the Nanakat inscription. These initiations mention they conquered the areas upper Narmada Valley and the lower Narmada Valley and the Bindhara upper the conquered the coast the Kash Malwa and the Sarastra and the Maru desert of Rajasthan. Nanakat inscription written by Sri Satakarni's wives of Nagamika. In this institution name is the Dakshinatapati, the Sri Satakarni uh, Ashwamedha sacrifice. Next ruler Hala. He wrote the book Gata Sapatasati. Gata Sapatasati. The Gata Sapatasati themes erotic and the language Prokit. Next ruler Gautami Putra Satakarni, the greatest ruler of the Satavahana dynasty, the mentioned in Nasik inscription. He ruled over the entire decade. Malwa Saka ruler Nahapana, who was the western Kshatriya. He was the ruling Nasik. Go- Gautamiputra and the Salakarni defeated and the killed Nahapanna. The coins of the Nahapanna was the restored by Gautamiputra Satakarni. Overall, the defeated the Sakas in three different regions Malwa, Nasik, and Katiwar. This inscription was written by his the mother Gautami Balasari. The Gautami Putra Satakarni patronius then Burmese gave the donation to Buddhists. Next ruler Bosistro Putra and Puliani. He extended his the empire up to the Krishna River. His the tenor is known for the naval power. He also the repaired the old Amravati stupa. Bosi- uh, Bosishtraputra Puliani in this time Katiwara ruler named the Rudramanam I. The Rudramanam I defeated the Satavahana troops but did not earns the kingdom. The region find is the Kanhari inscription. Putra Pulani and Rudraman matrimonial alliance. The Kanhani initial, which was the inscript the daughter of Rudraman I, that is the wife of the Putra Puliani. Amarbati art, patroness the Satavahanas, Salukyas and the Pallavas. Sima Vishnu then the defeated the Cholas and extend the Pallav's territory up to the river Kaveri. The first important Pallav king, Mahendra I, he was of the man of the extraordinary talent, painter, Chitra Karupalli, Sanskriti Pillai, and Madhavilasa Brahmana, and the expert musician he written by the Kudumalai inscription and Kudu Myanmalai. It was the musical inscription which kept the musical note in seven classical rags. He called this the name Rudros, the great musician. The great builder of the rocks cut temple. Visitra Sitra, he was defeated by Pulakrishna too.